Adolphus Hailstork's A Knee on the Neck is a moving tribute to George Floyd and other victims of police brutality. Hailstork says, "The poet Herbert Martin sent me a text within a week of the murder. I began setting the text in June 2020 and finished writing the piece a year later." Mr. Hailstork is a native of Rochester, New York, and after musical study in France and military service in Germany, he returned to the United States and became a prolific composer and cherished teacher. He is currently the eminent scholar and professor emeritus of music at Old Dominion University. Mr. Martin is professor emeritus of English at the University of Dayton, as well as a prolific poet, performer, and scholar, with particular emphasis on the works of Paul Laurence Dunbar. A Knee on the Neck is subtitled A Small Requiem for Black Men and Women, and is written for chorus, orchestra, and 3 vocal soloists. It's a continuous work of around 25 minutes, with music in a free, rhapsody-like style, while the text confronts the timely issues of police brutality, the coronavirus, and offers a hopeful vision for the future. National Philharmonic is honored to perform the world premiere of this important work. A Knee on the Neck offers a contemporary counterpoint to the second work on this program, Mozart's Requiem. The circumstances surrounding the Requiem are so dramatic, they hardly seem believable. But most of them are based in truth. In July of 1791, a mysterious figure, who Mozart described as an unknown gray visitor, came to Mozart with an unusual commission. Mozart was to write a requiem for an anonymous patron without attempting to discover his identity. The man provided half of a generous fee as down payment, with the other half due upon completion. Mozart accepted the commission and started composing the requiem in September. In October, his health started to decline, and he became obsessed with the Requiem, telling his wife Constanza that he feared he was writing it for himself. By November, he was bedridden. In December, he gathered a small group of friends and students to his bedside, and they sang through his unfinished Requiem together. In the early hours of December 5th, he died at age 35. So was this visitor some kind of dark force, an angel of death? It was not. It was the valet of Count von Walsburg, an amateur musician who liked to commission works by famous composers and pass them off as his own. He wanted the Requiem to be a tribute to his wife, who had died 2 years prior. After Mozart's death, Constanza was in trouble. With her husband gone, a slim bank account, and an unfinished Requiem on her hands, she needed to figure out how to deal with that equally unfinished commission fee. She was worried that the other half of the fee would never come, or worse, she would have to pay back the advance. So she recruited Mozart's students to complete it. The first tried and gave up, but the second, Franz Xaver Süssmayr, completed it. But now it was written in 3 different styles of musical handwriting, Mozart's plus 2 students. And that would look very suspicious when it was delivered to the Count. So she had Süssmayr recopy the entire work in his own hand, sign Mozart's name, and deliver it to the Count, who paid the rest of the commission fee, and then copied the entire piece into his own handwriting and signed his own name to it. Forgery on top of forgery. So which music is Mozart's and which is Süssmayr's? Technically, Mozart wrote almost everything through the first 8 measures of the Lacrimosa. For some context, that's about 25 minutes of a 50-minute work, so roughly half. Süssmayr finished the rest. But the artistic reality is harder to tease out. Süssmayr was one of Mozart's closest students, and he worked intensively with Mozart during the Requiem's composition. He may have known Mozart's ideas for the piece, even though they hadn't been written down yet. It's often pointed out that Süssmayer's writing isn't as good as Mozart's, but let's give the guy some credit. He did an impossible job under terrible conditions, and he may be the only reason this amazing music found its way into the world. And we should be glad it did. Mozart's Requiem is a powerful exploration of life, death, and the human spirit, and it's sure to leave you moved and inspired. Join us on March 26th and 28th to hear the world premiere of Adolphus Hailstork's A Knee on the Neck and Mozart's Requiem, with the Washington Chorus, Howard University Chorale, and National Philharmonic, conducted by Maestro Piotr Gajewski, with soloists Janai Brugger, Janae Bridges, Norman Shankle, and Kenneth Overton.